Hey, what's going on, day ones? This podcast is brought to you by a couple of phenomenal sponsors. First up, we got Rose Vogue Stylings. Ladies, are you in the market for a new purse? What about a new swimsuit? What about some earrings? The folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings, they got you covered. Please go to rosevoguestyling.com. And while you're on the website, please enter in that promo code late night. You want to make sure you're getting all of those amazing discounts. Also, if you are in the market for a lovely timepiece such as the one that I am wearing, please go to blackwatches.com. That is BLAK watches.com and enter in that promo code late night W Nate to get another fantastic discount off of quality timepieces. Again, thank you to the folks over at Rose Vogue Stylings and those at Black Watches. Now to the show. Yo, we are back for another episode of your favorite late night podcast that we sometimes shoot during the day. I am Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandy Bird.
And this is Late Night with Nate and Adrian. Shout out to the day ones, like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Episode 180. We're actually shooting this one at 9. Boogie! Boogie! How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just had a friend refresh, like revisit, I guess a visit.
Okay.
Last weekend.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah, got to hang out with her, check up on things, catch up on everything. Still studying, y'all. I know y'all out there.
The test ain't over with yet.
Oh, this test is not over with. Like, chill out, y'all.
It's a life test at this point.
Oh, I hate you. I hate you. Everything inside of me. I promise. No, yeah, this is I mean, it's a test. What the fuck do you expect? Like, this is what I'm doing right now.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm a senior, but this is the test that started my freshman year. It's just continuation.
Chill. Now, honestly, it kind of feels like when I was back in college or in high school, where I'm like, man, we got more. We got more. More.
It was like, so you don't want to be a doctor? No.
Hell no. Shout out to everybody that are in, their residency in dentistry school, lawyer, doing everything, nursing school.
All you master doctorates.
Yeah, no, for real.
Yeah.
Because after I did my basic amount of education, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, and tap out of this.
So
I graduated, right? Like, I graduated from all school, and who would have thunk I would be back in school?
I was like, y'all lucky to get this.
On the real, I literally did this because I was told I couldn't do nothing else.
College graduates stand to make $1 million more than people who have a high school diploma. What are you doing on the couch? Get your ass up. Gotta go do something with your life.
Honestly, I would rather be that ICDC guy. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Oh man, like they really did push college on you. Now you see these little niggas streaming, making millions of dollars.
My God. I could have just sat down. You telling me I could have just sat down and stared at a screen for hours on hours, which I do already, and I can get paid?
You know what's crazy is all the niggas whose moms and dads was like, video games not a real job. Go out there and get a fucking life. All them niggas, you have a gripe with your parents. Honestly, there should be a class action lawsuit for those niggas.
Whoop
Like,
their ass.
put them in a home. Okay.
Yeah, that's real. That's real dangerous right there. No, but outside of that, I've been chilling. Life's been lifing, nothing out of the ordinary. You know, try to stay, away from these folks that that's about, about that life. I ain't about that life,
Are these YNs? Are these white folks? What are
They,
these folks? Who are these folks?
all of them. I'm avoiding all of that. YNs I cross the street, YTs I cross the street. Come on, any of the Ys.
YTs. I see what you did there. I see what you did. YTs.
All right. Honestly, I've been and shout out to you first off, because this is apropos to my background. I started watching Craig of the Creek as well. So you know what I mean? That's been very very soothing. When you just want to get away and take it easy from the regular programming you already watching already.
From that.
You already
from Basketball Wives.
Right. Switch it up. Just do something very lighthearted, funny, and black. Come on, man. Craig of the Creek is where it's at.
Yeah, it's definitely some nigga writers in there. And dare I say, they wanted to be like, you know what? We want to make this as boondocks as we can, but this is for middle schoolers. So they was like, let's just dial it back just a little bit, but sprinkle in some, there's some niggas in that writer's room.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's really what's happening on this end. What's happening on your end? What's good with you? How you feeling?
Man, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Are you okay? No, I'm just kidding.
We've been trying to figure it out. We have been trying to figure it out. I think it's been slow, kind of rough, kind of rocky, ebbs and flows. We'll just
like life.
Stay like that. It's life. I think I've not slept so much in my life that I have this week, and I was like, what is going on, bruh? And obviously it's like, maybe you're depressed a little bit, but also this weather it went from like being warm, it's grilling weather, let's go out and be in nature, because I love my nature walks.
That you do.
To being freakishly cold, rainy, and it snowed, and I'm like, April in Michigan, aka the Midwest, it might snow up until May. So I was like, okay. So now it's been slow motion, but not a bad slow motion. It's kind of like, even though you can recognize that you're depressed or you were going through a moment of depression, as I try to plug my computer in, you're going through this moment of depression, you can recognize that you're still doing good things. And it goes back, because you shouted me out. Let me shout Boogie out.
God.
The making of the bed, and it's just like getting one task done. That is huge when you're dealing with a bout of depression. So that just kind of makes you feel like, I ain't shit, but at least I made my bed.
Exactly.
and that is very melodramatic to be like, oh damn, Nate, come on, bro, you shit. So I don't say things like, damn, I ain't shit. Like, it's not like one of those super self-loathing type things. Like, I will say certain things where I'm like, damn, that's kind of how my life's going right now. But I don't really mean, I'm not like on that edge of the cliff where people like, damn, I really might jump. I'd just be like,
guess this is it. You know what I mean?
I'd just be like, it's kind of a joke. But also I'm learning not to make those jokes. And I do appreciate people who are like, yeah, you good? I was like, nigga, this ain't serious, but I guess it is kind of serious. So I appreciate that. So it's just been a time of self-reflecting. But in the self-reflecting, I find that you coming up with more ideas for things and projects and stuff, and that's been cool. So cool. I've been spending a lot of time in the goddamn Michael's, Joanna's. I say Joanna's, it's Joanne's, but calling it Joanna's because my phone spell check is just replacing it to Joanna's and Hobby Lobbies. You know, I've been in there boogie to the point where I was like, hey, bruh, do you need these paint markers? And it's like, yes, you do. Because it's 50% off in Joanna's. So any of you art niggas, you crochet, you want to do some fabrics, whatever, go to Joann's because they going out of business. And business.
Dang, they are? Oh
yeah, they are. They closing down. So literally everything in there, they just like all sales are final. And when you get to the register,
gots to go.
Everything is like a rollback. It's remember back in the day when they had like the Kroger card and it was like, oh, Kroger Plus.
I ain't never. We didn't have Kroger. We ain't have Kroger in Chicago.
That's right, Jewel Osco and
it's Jewel. It's Jewel. It's Dominic's.
Don's. I remember, man. Okay, look, this is definitely a Chicago conversation for a hot second.
My bad.
Jewels, the Jewels, whatever you want to call it, far superior. Obviously, Mariano's is top tier. But Dom's was ass.
Yeah, Dominic's.
I see why they went out of business. Dom's was like, it just had that smell of like, it smells old in here. Like the lights just felt like y'all need to change these. Like, what is going on here? Yeah, that's the word. It felt like a Save a Lot to a degree.
Damn,
you know what I'm forgetting? Pete's. Pete's is upper echelon.
Oh yeah.
Like for those of you who are not in the Chicagoland area, dare I say it, Pete's might trump. It does. Pete's trumps Mariano's. I'm gonna say it. Mariano's is high. Pete's trumps them. But that's kind of what I've been doing, man. You know, I've been in the paint stores. Like I said, go to Joanna's. Kind of rolls me into. It's a two for boogie. It is a two for.
You know what really grinds my gears?
On the grinds. Since we're dealing with like the paint stores and things, we're just gonna stick there.
Okay. Talk about
Hobby Lobby. You know, lobbies of whatever you want to call them. This store, and other people have talked about it as I pause. This store has got to be one of the most we're going to follow you. No matter what store.
I'm like, where are you going with this? You're going with that.
I swear to God, it doesn't matter. And I feel like they have their regulars. It's like, damn, we see you a lot. You got to live in the area. Or maybe you're just one of them old people that's bored, you know, or maybe you're just a nigga in his mid-30s who might also be bored, who might be going through something. So maybe you're just going to walk these aisles. But regardless, you know this face. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, y'all be up people's asses. And when I say people's, I mean the niggas. Like, you be up niggas' asses to the point where it's just like, I'm gonna stop coming in here. Like, and I even said that to myself. I was like, there's nothing that makes me want to come in here. Like, there's no deal, no discount or anything. I'll go over to Michael's. And that's what I started doing. That is what I started doing. I started going over to Michael's. Michael's is like the Target of the crafting world. You know, you can go on Lobbies of Hobby and you can get the Walmart service. It's gonna be lower price there. It's definitely gonna be that, but it comes with a bunch of trailer park trash Christian folks, because you know they got all the Bible stuff in there. You know, it's probably a lot of their name tags. They're pretty anti a lot of everything. They're kind of like Chick-fil-A the crafting world, you know. But they be following niggas in there, so it's just like there's no reason for me to really go in here. I'm gonna pay the extra whatever in Michael's. And honestly, I went into Michael's. I asked a dude a question. He gave me 85 million answers that were honestly so helpful, and I was like, wow. Never thought about that.
That's like, because they got all the time in the world to think of shit. So they like, I'm gonna give you this.
Where's my man Joseph at? He was like, I could talk about art forever. And I was like, you know what? I got time. Kind of going through something right now. Let's talk. How
Oh
do you feel
God.
about pastels? You know,
Y'all
and,
them niggas.
and
Boy, oh
you know
boy.
what? He also was like, "Yeah, my guy, you need to buy this and get the fuck out of here." I told him I was like, "I'm gonna go to Lobbies of Hobby," and he was kind of looking at me like, "Why would you do that?" And I was like, "I like to shop around," but I also told him I was like, "They're of no help," and literally, Boogie, they are. You could ask them a question in there, and they'll look at you like, "I just
Either
work
you
here,"
want this or you don't want this.
and it's like, "Why are you working in a crafting store and you don't know crafts?" It's like these YNs that work at Home Depot and Lowe's, and it's like, yo, my nigga, if you don't know about piping or jigsaws, why the fuck are you here? Go work at Foot Locker. Like,
They
go,
said, I know about piping, but it's the wrong piping that we talk about.
man. It's just like you niggas is useless.
Oh,
So they got me right over in the Michaels, but I was
that's
like,
what's
Hobby
up.
Lobby, I'm done with you. But this gets me to the twofer. We gotta run, give it to them 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Comcast. Comcast has grinded my gears to the point where the gears they're not gearing no more. They're not even gears anymore. Whatever, if they were gears, they would be turning, but they're not turning. They just, I don't know what unturnable gears are called, but that's what Comcast.
Busted pipes.
They're crumbled.
Right.
Like, that is what Comcast has done to me. It's just been so many outages. Have they given me a credit? No, but they have given me tons of assurances that this will never happen again. I know what you're saying. Like, yo, Nate, why don't you just leave Comcast? I can't. This is a Comcast community. And you just I feel like when I call them, they're like, yeah, my nigga, you ain't going nowhere.
You have no other options, my guy.
I literally don't, Boogie. It's just like it's like stepping in the ring with Mike Tyson over and over. It's like, how do I get up out of here? It's like, you can't. We'll see you tomorrow.
Try this again, okay?
Put the ice pack on and get back in there. That's literally how this feels.
Hell
and it's
no.
just like, I liked it when I had the option of cussing out AT&T, but I'm going to go to Comcast. Or when you got the option, but I'm going to AT&T. But when you ain't got no options, you just like, who do I cuss to? You're like, who do I run to? Like,
no, that's real though, because I remember for a quick, small time, I can only get Spectrum, and I was like, the whole damn building is. Why are y'all doing this to us right now?
That's when you be trying to figure out, like, so illegal hot spots. Who got
for
what?
real.
Like, so can't nobody get a little illegal hookup going on up in this joint? I
moved out so quick.
And then they come back. I was like, would you like to take your service? No.
Hell no.
Leaving that shit here. Let's keep this thing rolling. It's time to get to folks who are doing dope things in the community.
I'm tipping my hat.
Boogie. Who are you tipping to this week?
My tipping is going out to one of the youngest students to have been accepted ever to Morehouse. Giving it up to Joshua Sudith. Hope I'm pronouncing your last name. 13 years old. He's a 13-year-old who got accepted, which is surpassing the previous record that was held by none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he was 15, excuse me, and he was accepted and admitted in 1944. 1944? Dang!
Great company. Also, that's one of those moments when if I broke MLK's record, you can't tell me shit.
No, for real. No, for real. You really can't. At this point, I'm walking around like, oh, you don't know who I am? You, man,
the youngest nigga to walk these hollow halls.
No, shout out to Joshua. I hope you have a good time at Morehouse.
You also had 20 other scholarship offers.
Damn!
So that's also one of them things where you got to be like, did MLK have 20 other scholarship offers? I don't give a goddamn about his record.
You're gonna be like, do you know what time it was in 1944? He could only go to so many schools in 1944.
He's like, I got it. He did actually have 20. He had 20 to all the HBCUs. And then you got to be like, well, what about Harvard? You got to try to trump MLK. I mean, the man had a great life. So it's like, you got to try to get your wins over MLK where you can. So it's just like, it's
Let
tough
the
legacy
man
to
live.
beat, but
shout out to Joshua.
To Joshua.
Who you got for your tipping?
I am tipping my hat to Ego Wodum. I had to look at the last name again because I was definitely going to mess it. It was crazy. Me and Boogie was practicing it. We was practicing it. Then I went to look at it, and I was like, did you know there's an N on the front of her name, last name? Silent. Love it when that happens. But shout out to Ego. Phenomenal segment. Phenomenal. What do you want to call it? I'm losing my.
It is. It's a segment that was on. That was on.
What is it? The nightly
weekend news.
Yeah, weekend news
update
on SNL.
SNL.
Phenomenal, so phenomenal. It was to the point. The crowd, the crowd by far, took it up a notch to the point where the men ain't. And then she played into it. Oh, we gonna get fined tonight. It was just a chef's kiss. A whole lot of butthurt dudes in the comments. So it's just like, hey man, some of y'all are gonna learn why the ladies are choosing the bear. It is what it is. Just do better, and then you won't have to have segments on SNL where men ain't shit. I thought it was phenomenal. Great comedic timing. Even Colin and Michael behind, it was just like hilarious. So tip my hat to Ego.
Yeah, that was I will say I definitely enjoyed watching that clip. I didn't watch the entire show, but that clip alone definitely made me want to go into it and give it a watch. See, you know what I'm saying? Because it did get a lot of people raising their flag. I did see a lot of people talking about it. So shout out to her all day. You did the damn thing. I appreciate you really telling the truth. Tell you the truth. That she really was like, let me school you real quick. As much as this was a joke, it definitely felt like real personal to me. I'm gonna just say that right now. Because sometimes it be like that.
It definitely it was like, so who are you talking about exactly?
Yeah. it felt to me, it definitely felt like she was like feeling it very, very personally. So.
Is there a name that you want to maybe attach to this?
Yeah, it was it felt different. Those, just to finish it up, those type of segments really stand out. You know what I'm saying? Because lately SNL been a little mid. So
lately, so, yeah. You mean like the last 15 years?
All right.
Well, I mean, let's be real. They have like, I mean, it is what it is. Like even white people have said that. They're like, yeah, what are we still doing here? I know it's an institution. I don't want anybody to lose their jobs or anything, but it's like, look, bro, like we do have to make this better than what it is. Like, let's just call it what it is. They hold on to that. Oh, it's SNL and no one is bigger. I'm like, okay, bro, that's cool, but this shit sucks. So
all right, well,
in some cases,
I was trying to be nice. That's all.
I mean, what you being nice for?
Right.
I only watch it for the black people. Only watch it when black hosts come on, and then only watch it when segments like this be going crazy.
Okay,
like that's just what it is for me. All right. Blah, blah, blah. What's the blip that they do? These words and opinions are only of the blah, 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 of Nate Galloway and only not of Adrian Brady Bird. There we go. I absolved you of all.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Harshities that may come towards you. Nick's never gonna be on SNL.
All right.
Oh.
You stupid.
Oh man. Yeah, so that concludes the tipping of the MFN hat. You know what time it is, Buggy? It is time for No Can or Cannot Use. Guess what, folks? No one died this week, so no deaths to report outside of the death of Sean Kingston's career. This is me on my jet ski.
I just wanted to show you. Oh my God. Yeah.
We did report on this last weekend. We're talking about Sean Kingston and his mother and the time that they are potentially facing. He is being sat down as he was unable to post the $100,000 bond. So no jet skiing for him, so I guess we'll keep you updated. He's like, but Dad, the party's tonight. I don't give a goddamn. Marvin Gaye gonna be there. You won't.
Oh God.
Every step you gonna take gonna be around this bedroom.
All right.
Every step he gonna take gonna be around that cell.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh God.
So yes, so that would be the update. All right, let's get to the first topic in news you can or can't use. Boogie, did you happen to see the video of the woman on the street in New York recently?
I heard about it, but I didn't see the video, so I pulled it up so we can get a actual visual of what actually happened.
There was a woman. Let's get a little context here. A little context before we play the video.
Yeah,
There's a woman who was cold cocked. Her name is activist pro-lifer Savannah Craven Anteo. Apparently she was a woman on the streets. As the background for her, she does troll people online. So let's preface that. She is an online troll. She decided to bring the online trolling to the streets of Harlem. And look, let's get to that beautiful being footage.
Shall we?
You have a channel?
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today. Such a good vibe. We kill the kids in foster care. And
Why not? Why not? If that's the case,
we should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves.
We should just kill them.
Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life.
We should kill the victims of molestation.
I think, what does this have to do with molestation?
You just mentioned people molesting children. We should kill the kids in foster care is what you said.
What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have sex then.
Even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be, people should still have the choice. I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
Yum! Yankety yank!
Since that video has circulated online, 30-year-old Brianna J. Rivers has been arrested
Yikes.
on one count of second-degree assault after what folks are calling the sucker punch. Judge Boogie, what says you? Some of the facts. This is done in Harlem. Old girl is a well-known troll online. This video has also been edited to the T, and it's also in Harlem. So now that you have all of these facts, what says you? How are you feeling about this?
Hey man,
Who's
that's
in the right and or wrong?
This is tough. This is tough. But I you're not supposed to hit other people. Keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
Keep your hands to yourself. But for the sake of
Uh-huh.
for the sake of the podcast, hey man, you in Harlem, my guy, and the sound of her accent kind of gives me I'm a native New Yorker. So when you are being approached by a native New Yorker, you should already know what's up. Certain things you say and incite, guess
Definitely
what?
trigger words.
This is the work. This is the result of that. So yeah, she got what she got. You know what I'm saying? Just saying.
She's like, well, this is one of those things where, of course, violence is never the answer.
Never the answer.
Gotta say that. Should you put your hands on people?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Probably should lead with kind words.
No. Yeah.
But as Boogie said, aha, this is New York, baby.
Yeah, you wilding out if you expect it just to be roses and flowers.
Hey man, it honestly could have got way worse than that. So Harlem, you know, I wanted her to yell out Dipset, you know.
Like, stupid.
Bird gang. Not a gang, we're a friendship, you know. We're all friends. We're a fraternity. You know, I wanted her to not hit her, but I'm glad that she did hit her. Because she gaslit the fuck out of this lady. Antagonized her. This is trolling 101. Like there's a master class in trolling, but she skipped the chapter on the bob and the weave, you know. It was like there was way too much space, and it was like, yeah, this is not gonna
it was a lot happening. She was way too close. Way too close. I agree.
I just feel like at some point in time, I know we're not all going to agree and get along. I get that, but you got to know where you're at. And also this rage baiting, that's got to stop, man. Like, cause you don't know how you may have triggered old girl in this antagonizing conversation. Is like for whatever she went through. And those people who are pro-life was like, well, just don't have sex. Well, I mean, that's the dumbest logic ever. I mean, are you depriving yourself of pleasure? I mean, come on, yo. Like, let's not. Yes, people should be responsible when it comes to certain things, but that's not the notion of losers don't have sex. Because, like she said, I mean, you might be young, you might be exploring. So, like, come on, man. Like, let's use some common sense here. Oh, girl, totally gassed it up. Oh, she hit me. The crying, social media, it definitely blew it up. I think it was funny that she was walking by people in New York and folks was like, not helping you. Someone got their point across.
Nobody was defending.
You know, sometimes you got to get punched in the face. I guarantee lessons were learned on both sides here. I do wish girl didn't let her get hooked, but also, excuse me, I understand that this was a very hookable conversation. And I also hate when they edit these videos to make people look stupid, because play the whole clip as to where old girl was actually eating you up. And the only way that, excuse me, these people, Smokers Cough, the only way these people can ever be on the upper hand is when they got to get to these points of trolling, like, because they don't ever have concise thoughts at all about anything. They're not smart people, so they have to go on like hot button talking points. And you know what old girl meant. She did not, and she did take it back. I was like, okay, I don't mean it in that way of killing the kids in the orphanages, but everyone knows exactly what she meant. A lot of those kids are in the system and they're still abused. So, like, come on here, man. Like, cut it out. Just cut it out.
It was a lot happening in just a short clip, but the fact that it was edited for her, obviously for entertainment purposes, but really didn't edit it well enough to share the lady's perspective. and it just really it sounded as if she was just blatantly went out of nowhere and reacted and punched her. So we know what you're doing. We get it. This is definitely bait.
Yep.
But I want to double down and say I do not condone violence, but you have to know your audience and the environment that you're in. And if you are roaming around Harlem expecting to get foot traffic of people, this is what you're going to get sometimes. Stay ready.
Also, again, I feel like this is entry level Harlem Boss.
Oh,
Because it's
very easy.
it gets worse than old
Yeah.
girl. Like this,
Yeah.
that's just like
That's
oh.
not Bowser. That's that's Yoshi right there. You know
She
what I'm
didn't have
saying?
Tim's on.
Right.
So I mean, you not even into the hard levels of Harlem Bosses. So it's just like
She didn't
you
even
know.
put her phone down or nothing. She just went for the swings.
And you know what's
what I'm saying?
crazy? She hit her with the 2-piece and the biscuit, and then walked off so casually.
So
Yo,
casual.
probably went to the bodega, grabbed a chopped cheese and a bev, and went about her day like it was nothing. Like
And was
how
like,
she
yo,
doing?
let me tell you what happened right here. This, bogey right here.
This
You know what I'm saying?
goofy, what do they
That's
call it?
Chicago.
Yeah, what do they call him? What do they call him in
I don't know. That that la da
It's done? I don't know what do they call him? This Herb.
I don't
What do
know.
they call it? New York people. What do y'all call what would be the quote unquote goofies of New York? I mean, I'm interested. What is New York? I gotta look that up. What is New York?
I'm surprised she didn't say "fuck out of here" when she
Man.
finished.
B with a hard B. Also, I want to know where old girl's from because you clearly are a transplant. Because anyone that has common sense is like, I'm not doing this here. Also, I want her to go to like the Bronx.
Ooh,
Like,
no, you don't want to
like,
do that. We want her to. We want
let's
to
turn it up. Let's.
I think she learned her lesson.
Because I feel like there's boroughs where I'm like, go to Queen, go to some places where it's like, yeah, we're not even gonna punch you. We're just gonna rob you. Like, I wish she would have took her camera. That's what she should have did. She should have been like, you know what? I'm not even gonna smack you. I'm just gonna take your stuff, and then then you can play a little game of hide and seek. Like, you come find your shit. Like, is it a robbery if you take it and then drop it like in like a corner or two? Is that really a robbery? I don't know. I don't commit crimes. So
I couldn't tell you either.
I'm a civilian. Topic number 2 for this can or cannot use.
Straight up
Boogie. Did you catch the internet sensation Pop the Balloon hit Netflix? Did you catch it?
Fortunately, I did not.
Oh, fortunately. I knew you had not watched this when I asked. I also knew that I would be the person to fall on the sword. You say sword or sword? Which one?
It depends. If I'm feeling fancy, I'll sword it out. But if I'm feeling like regular, even though like who in a regular vernacular conversation just say sword. I'm just saying, like, what's the purpose? What do you bring to the sword?
That is true. It's kind of like, yo, my nigga.
What do you say? What do you say? Nigga, when I'm feeling fancy and I want to say sword, I'll be like, look at that sword. Like, there's only a few times I actually say sword. So
do you think like back when they were making swords, was it like, yo, I need a knife, but bigger? Like bigger, like how did they get to the point where they were like, it's no longer a knife, my guy. This is a sword. Like I wonder like the levels of that. But yes, I fell on the sword. And I did find myself watching. When I say watching, it was on in the background.
Okay.
Ask me how it was, Boogie.
I am genuinely curious because I did see a short clip of like when a suitor walked up on stage, but that was it. I am curious. What did you think of it? How was it?
I'm very happy that the Black creators got their
Mhm.
bag.
Of course. Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very, very happy they got their bag.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going. Got it.
Within that,
Mhm.
because I'm a person who has been taking meetings and trying to
Okay, talk your shit.
sell content, sell shows.
All right, all right.
It's like
Coming
it's
from an
like
expert level. Okay, we going from an expert perspective. Let me hear that.
you start to see where people talk about control and how things are. Everyone talks about
Ooh,
how much control you give up when it
yeah,
or equity, those types of things. You start to see it.
yeah.
And this is one of those things where you got to ask yourself, did they care about the
Mm,
direction of the show? Because if you didn't care, get your bag, keep doing what you're doing.
right.
Or is it one of those things where you kind of care, where it's like, whoop de whoop, we're going to run it up, we're going to just see?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I kind of don't know. Because when you
Gotcha.
look at it, you're like, this is very whitewashed. And to the point where it's just like, damn, only 2 Black people was on, like 2 Black contestants.
Yeah.
And I knew they weren't going to make this 100% bliggity black, black, black.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things where it's like, well, could you maybe have went to a different network and they would have let you do that? Or could you have taken less
Mm,
money
mm.
and would they have let you do what you really wanted to do or to a degree? Because now it is all Love Island people, it's real world
Yeah.
people. It is very superficial and the soul of the show is gone.
Yeah.
You can soul it, double entendre that,
Sure.
however you want to look at that. It just is so disingenuous now. It's just like, man, like, did I watch it before? No, I think I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Like, this is
Yeah.
not for me.
Yeah.
Clips were very hilarious. Upon watching a full episode of it live, and this is as a creator, and I don't want to just bash, him, but it's just like, I don't know why it was live. I think it could have worked, but you didn't have to make it live. Also, you got to get rid of the social media people and bring it back to what it was really meant for. Regular ass people.
Yeah.
Regular people don't want to tune in and see the beautiful ass people who we know. Y'all niggas can go out here and find someone.
I
I
mean,
want to know, can
they
I find you
struggling. They
someone?
struggling too. I feel like I feel like because it's being filmed in probably LA. Um, you know, those pretty people out there are having difficulties looking for love as well, just trying to be devil's advocate. And they're trying to open up and broaden the scope for viewership. But I do completely understand. But from what I've heard, the Pop the Balloon on YouTube is still going on.
Did not know that. If that's the case, dope that they were able to negotiate that. It was weird because they had other people like kind of like co-hosts and things that were on there, and I was like, what is
Oh,
going on with this show?
oh,
Brought out Johnny Bananas. He was racist, but again, he's Johnny Bananas, so that's
yep.
well within his wheelhouse. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
No knock at the host. Again, Ivana is dope, but it was just I just don't think that this was.
Did it? Yeah, I was gonna say, did it feel scripted despite it being live?
Yes. You
All
can
right.
100% see that this is scripted to a degree. It's a reality show now. Not that it wasn't before, but it's like the reality. It's ass, and it shows that
Damn.
Netflix is not paying attention. Netflix, are they paying attention enough to let me ride this wave and see if we can get a
Yeah.
bag and capitalize, but not something that is going to be culturally strong? And they could
Damn.
have did that. They literally could have had something. Look at the comments, and everyone in the comments. Normally, people are like, "Oh no, I liked it." Everybody has legit been like, "This ain't it,
Boo!
man."
Tomatoes.
Like,
Yeah.
boo this man. So
Yeah.
that's kind of
Oh,
where it's
sorry to
at.
hear that.
Again, I'm happy they got their bag, but I'm like,
Absolutely.
it's just like one of them things where I feel like put it on a Tubi or something. Excuse me, smoker's cough.
It would be, yeah, but Tubi probably don't got the money. They don't have the bag, or a
Yeah.
Zeus network where they're like, violence really is our thing.
Every creator has to make that decision as to what you're gonna do for your project. So that's where
Sure.
I'm like, hey, I'm happy they got their bag. It's just now that they're seeing these comments and how people feel, I wonder if they're looking back like, yo, we really should have kept it as to what it was to a degree. I understand you're going to change it. And to your point, if we're not going to have all just like regular Joe Blows in here, then
Yeah.
sprinkle it in there. I
Yeah.
understand that everybody's not going to be the plumber dude or whatever. Oh, okay, throw in a couple, but they had it. The numbers were astronomical of like
Yeah.
all influencers. And again,
Yeah, it's kind of
not enough
wild.
black people on there.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah. I wish them the best of luck because I know change is hard when you're coming, when you've been doing something for a long time and your audience is accustomed to a certain thing, but it should still ultimately have somewhat of the same framework and the same feel. So I know it's tough when you're completely changing the whole layout, but the bare foundation is the same. Somebody's coming up. There's suitors on the side. You know what I'm saying? The main person comes up and decide whether or not they're interested or not. But on both ends, I should say. So hey man, good luck.
Could have had like old people. It was a wide range of things that they could have did with this. But,
Yeah.
like I said, good luck. In the next topic, in what in the fuck is going on? KTLA in Los Angeles issues a public apology after accidentally tweeting racial slurs due to a technical error. KTLA experienced a technical error while adding language filters to our social media accounts, resulting in an offensive word being accidentally shared. We're appalled and apologize that this occurred. Boogie, what word do you think? What word?
I mean, I kind of saw they were saying the N word, but
Okay.
I will say maybe somebody that was new to KTLA was putting in the words that they would like to block out and accidentally tweeted it out. That's what I think what happened. Or somebody from their social media was like, hey man, I'm about to this is my last day. I'm about to mess this whole system up. This network about to be screwed, and just tweeted that out as well. So
you're saying it was a Klan member. He knew this was his last day, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go out with a bang. Eggers.
Yeah.
And yes, for those of you who are wondering what the word is, yes, that is what they said. It was niggers. I'm not even gonna hold you up, Boogie. Because I knew what the word was gonna be, but I was like, you know what? Let me just swipe so I can just see it with my bliggity black eyes myself. And I'm not gonna hold you, Boogie. I laughed for a good 5 minutes. It was just like really? Like it's just like just sitting there just like chuckling, like to the point where I had tears rolling down my face.
You really did, huh?
I wish I took a picture and showed you. I was in the comments and it was just like, oh, we are all feeling the same way. And it's just like, one, of course, you're like, how does this happen? But also you're like, we know how this happens.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is just pure comedy.
Yeah.
Being that I have worked in social media as a social media manager, a lot of those posts, they are on a timer. Someone does go in and they proof check those before they go out. Now, with that being said, there are things that sometimes do slip through. Is this one of those things? Because they said, hey, they were programming words in there, and I call bullshit on the human error thing here, because if you're programming words in here that are offensive, how is it that this is the only word that is left out? There's a slew, I'm not gonna say it, but a slew of racial slurs, but somehow niggers is the only one that came up. And I'm not saying you should go out here and just be like, da, 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 every group is getting it.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna go out here and try to make it seem like, oh, this was really just an accident, then every goddamn slur in the slur book would be used. But it wasn't. It was one of the most vile slurs that could ever be used. So it's like, man, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all be playing with us. Cut it out.
Yeah, it was very isolated for sure. Just to see that one word just by itself chilling. Just chilling by themselves.
And then it was just like, how long was that up here? And also, who saw that? Because I'm like, YNs don't check the news. So was this one of them? Well, you know, let me check KTLA on the Twitters because that's where I get my news from. Who found this? Like that. Yeah. That's the part where I'm like, what is really going on?
I mean, the audience, you know, Twitter found that. They probably tagged KTL and was like, "This you? This what y'all about?"
It's not even Black History Month. Like, right. I mean, yeah, it is. Like, I mean, come on brand. But hilarious. I mean, you know, whatever. In other news, Boogie, the economy is so goddamn bad. You know that people are having to resort to dyeing potatoes instead of eggs for Easter. It's quite crazy. Some states, some areas, eggs are up to $6 to $12. So folks have opted to dyeing potatoes so their use can still have the joy of Easter egg, or I should say Easter baked potato hunting here. I'm trying to see if it has more news for it outside of this, but yeah, we are in crisis time. We're at this point. How do you feel about the state of where we're at, where folks are having to dye potatoes?
I don't have a problem with that. They was wasting eggs in the first place with the dyeing and the decorating. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have no issue because you can honestly just scrape the top layer off and throw them in the pot to clean them, and you good to go with whether, you know, whereas eggs, you know, you got, if they're not boiled, because, you know, some people just, you know, where they just decorate eggs the way they are. Are you supposed to boil eggs? I don't remember decorating eggs. So we had plastic eggs.
So that's the thing, right? Okay. I was having this conversation the other day. I was like, some of us are old enough to remember when you were boiling the eggs, you had several different pots of like the colored dye and everything. Yeah. So yes, that was a thing. Okay. But also, how fucking deranged were folks to the fact where it's like, we're boiling fucking eggs, dyeing them, and then hiding them out. What are kids doing? And then you was eating them eggs afterwards. Like that was like
that's wild to me.
The craziest thing was like, yo, y'all really had us out here in the backyard looking for boiled fucking eggs.
Yeah, my mom didn't play that. We did plastic eggs. You know, the little plastic color eggs and stuff.
That's the transition of the times of how old we are. I went from like, we're no longer boiling these. We got plastic eggs. So that's where I'm like, why are we even at the point of boiling potatoes?
I don't understand.
Fucking plastic eggs. Yeah. You can go to Jeff Bezos' website and they could get them to you next day for the low. So you don't even got to go to Walmart or the other stores and buy like the really expensive ones. You go to Dollar Tree.
Yeah, what are we doing? I don't. Yeah, paper mache them joints. Yeah,
like, I don't think that we're that broke to where it should resort to potatoes are good, man. Potatoes should be fried, baked, but not dyed. What are we doing out here? Like, come on, bro. Like, cut it out.
Yeah, again, not an issue, especially if you are repurposing said potatoes. So,
Like, cut it the fuck out. You know what, Boogie? These niggas have been tripping. Let's get to it. Boogie, who has been tripping for you?
you know, it's a group of people that I would say have been tripping. Don't quite understand why this is a thing. But if you guys haven't heard, there was a mission, if you will,
Ooh.
a space mission of an all-female crew. To be specific, Katy Perry, Gail King,
Oh,
Lauren Sanchez,
you don't say.
2 engineers,
Okay.
and one more person, and I can't don't remember her name, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, this crew spent millions of dollars to go into space, and there's pictures. There was a video. Oprah was there watching her best
She gonna
friend.
be there for Gail.
Gonna be there for Gail, and they spent a total of 11 minutes.
Yep.
11 minutes in, I would say, in the Earth's orbit.
Yeah.
Is that considered space? Sure. If you want to call it space, okay.
Space.
Sure. But, these 6 women, and there's video out there of them, Katy Perry holding a daisy and them moving around, their hair is going crazy or whatnot. I had to honestly pay attention and find the research to why is this an actual thing. And from what I found, the original mission was to make space travel more accessible to humans. This is what I found. And guys, what are we doing here? We've wasted CO2, all that smoke and air, just killing the desert space already burnt up as it is. We spending an absorbent amount of money to have 11 people out in space for 11 minutes.
I want to say it's $20 million to go up there.
Yeah, we gotta figure out what our priorities are. We got eggs, $12, but we
People
got
buying potatoes.
but we got a member. We got 6 people out here going up space for 11 minutes. Make it make sense.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where a lot of people is like, you shouldn't count people's pockets. Why do you count it with their money? Because these are the things those are life-changing amounts of money that could have went to black kids in
Pick
in the worst areas.
Pick an issue.
Could have went to migrants. It could have went to women's. It could have went to so many things. 20 million got to go a long way. But like Boogie said, you spent it on $11 million. That could have been cancer research. That could have been lunch. That could have been a lot. There's a number of things that could have been, I don't know. This is one of those ones where, because you read, like, the initial purpose was to make space travel accessible to people, rich people, because the average day person, man, when I got to worry about paying this Verizon bill, whoop-de-whoop, the car note, I don't give a goddamn about going to space unless it's to fucking duck and dodge Sally Mae. Like, I'll take a space ride. Come on, let's go find out what's in the galaxy. Sally Mae can't get me up here. It's just crazy. And there's so many people, it's just like, you guys are just willfully dumb. It's like, well, how the hell are they able to go up in space and then they can't even get the astronauts down who've been up there for 2 years? Well, how does that work? And it's like, one, as Boogie mentioned, they didn't actually go into like deep space. You know, they were just literally on what's
Just
like
the tip.
you know,
Just the tip. Just the tip of
you know,
the space. Just the tip of space.
you know. Also, none of them are astronauts. Let's just put that
Yeah.
let's just put that out there.
Why are we acting like
The people who were stuck up there were actual astronauts on exploratory missions.
fighting
know,
for their lives?
As I was fighting to get through that word.
Hey man, we all got our battles.
You
to
know
go
what I'm saying?
through, okay,
Words
we
be
all
fucking
got
me
our
up
battles.
sometimes.
We all got our battles.
Boogie, read the words. So it's just like, come on, man, y'all got to use common sense here. And also, I just feel like this is one of those things where this is like when they went down into the ocean and they got crumbled up. This is that, except they have successfully found a way to not get crumbled up. That's just all this is.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's other things I would rather spend my money on like that for 11 minutes.
Agreed.
Like, damn, man, this is the worst 11 minutes ever. Like,
God.
But also, friendships like Oprah and Gail's, like, man, isn't that what we're all longing for? Because they is ride or die. Like,
And I'm not gonna lie, if my best friends were told me and shared that they was going to space, nigga, I'm gonna be right there too. I'm gonna be right there too.
I'm gonna be there too. I'll be like, okay, you going up there? All right,
all right. I'm gonna be right by your side.
Boogie,
Not
like,
right by your side. I'm gonna be
hold
right.
the purse.
Right.
I got your phone, girl.
Yeah, I ain't going there with you. I'm gonna just, encourage you, support.
It's just like, come on, y'all. What are we doing here? And it's the fact that people don't understand why people are upset about this. Is like this disconnect. It's starting to get wider and wider and weirder and weirder. Like, come on, y'all. Cut it
out. Who do you got for y'all niggas?
My young niggas is tripping. Is going to a Florida middle school principal. Usually when you reach the levels of being a principal, it's because you are wise. You are entrusted to be a leader of youths. Well, not this nigga. Gregory Lewis is under fire after being caught for shoplifting at a Walmart in Winter Haven. It says the man leads Bach Academy in North Lake Wales was arrested Saturday after attempting to steal nearly a whopping $40 worth of goods used at a common self-checkout trick known as the skip scamming. So according to authorities, Lewis tried to conceal a higher price items like bacon, bulk light bulbs, and frozen shrimp by placing disposable plates on top of them to avoid scamming them. The total value of the stolen merchandise was $37.45. When confronted by the police, Lewis confessed without resistance, saying he had heard about the tactic from his friends and wanted to try it out. I did something dumb today, and I understand it. He admitted to the officers wearing the body camera. Following the arrest, Lewis was charged with petite theft. Call it petite. Maybe that's petty. Is that how they say petty? No, that's not petty. That's petite because petty's not spelled that way. Whoever wrote this is a dummy because they did not spell petty. He was charged with petite theft and booked into Polk County Jail. According to WFLA, he has since been placed on administrative leave while the school district conducts an internal review. The store did not press charges, but the Hyogo Prefectural. Yeah, these words, boy. Board of the Education. The school board. We're just going to say the school
board. Parochial?
Yeah, that's what that word is. Parochial board. That's what that word is, maybe. Yeah, parochial. The parochial board of education fired him for gross misconduct, unbecoming of an educational public servant. Additionally, he will not be getting his retirement pay, Boogie.
Damn.
Whopping $133,000. Couple of things here.
Talk about it.
One, he did not do that scam the correct way, because I remember when the U-Scans first came out, right around that college era, and it was like, oh, we can scan it myself. And some of the homies was like, hey, man, that's how you get ground beef for free. You scan like some apples, and then you kind of don't scan the ground beef. Also, you had one of your homies game up whoever is at the little thing, like, hey, can I get your number? While niggas is like not scanning high-priced items. But you don't just go and be like, let me take some plates and scan the plates and cover the shit. Come on, bro. They're weighing all this stuff. What are we doing? And also, my nigga, bacon, shrimp. Like, bro, you're going for the creme de la creme. You might as well went and got yourself a filet mignon. What are we doing here, bro? Like, I'm not a criminal. Not a criminal. And put that out there. I am a civilian. But from people, and I don't hang out with criminals, but there was a time when I kind of did, in them college days, your morals kind of compromised a little bit. Everyone knew what the price ranges were. It was like, yeah, man, they can't get you over 25, blah, blah, blah. You weren't going there and getting the highest toothpaste, deodorant. It was like quick stuff where it was like, they're not going to notice this. Buddy, what are we doing? And also, my bad, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, a Florida middle school principal, that's it. Florida. That's it.
I want to point out, Florida, everything in Florida, we always know leads to bad things. I just want to point out where he said his friends told him about this and he wanted to try this. My nigga. Let me see if it says what his age is. It doesn't matter.
A dumb age.
Nigga, you old enough to know. This nigga got to be 40 and up, bro. What kind of friends do you have where you niggas is doing
the wrong friends?
You scan scams at like 40 fucking years old, bro. Like, you need some new friends. How are you entrusted in the lives of youth, talking to them about the ills of peer pressure?
Well, not anymore.
And you out here falling for the ills of peer pressure. I'm glad it didn't press charges, because even Walmart was like, yeah, man, you under the cuss at $37.45. Now, if it was like $40.25, we would have got your ass. Glad they didn't press charges. That retirement, though.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, look, man.
You messed up.
Like, I understand that he messed up. So how do you feel about that, Boogie? Is it like, give him half? 130, that's a long time. Like, I gotta feel like we gotta talk about that. Like, is it like steps to this? Like, have I been on any like disciplinary actions? Like, I understand you firing me. He should not be leading use. I get that. But is it worth you being like the retirement?
He can. I do feel as though if he doesn't have any more strikes on his file, that he can go for appeal and try and fight for a percentage of his retirement. I don't see why not. I've been doing this for so long. Why can I not get what I have actually earned?
Yeah, if I am of retirement age and I have put into that, run me that. I am cool with not being entrusted to lead these Rugrats. I'm okay with that. I don't like these kids anyways.
Yeah.
But nah, man, that's $133,000. That's a lot of money. But also, bruh, get new friends.
Yeah, most definitely.
Better, because I feel like if I'm gonna take a penitentiary chance or whatever, it's not gonna be for bacon and shrimp.
Not a penitentiary chance.
I'm not doing that. Like, if I'm ever just feeling kind of froggy and I was like, you know what? I want to see if I can get this out of here. I don't think that's what it's gonna be. But also,
I don't know those urges, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't have those urges. I have had like it is like certain urges where you be like, man, like there was a time where I might have attempted to be like, just gummy bears. Let me just oops. But now you're just like, the way my life is set up, but I just know God's gonna make an example out of me. It's gonna be like, get that nigga a life. It's like, it was just gummy bears. I just took gummy bears. I know that is going to be me. It's gonna be the worst shit.
Gold encrusted gummy bears, $100,000.
Literally, it's gonna be like, nigga, you didn't just steal gummy bears. You stole the recipe to the gummy bears. So now we got to put you under the. That's what it's gonna be. So I just have always been like, you know what? not gonna do anything. Straight and narrow. Straight. It's
Yeah.
like certain movies. It's like what was that movie? The movie with OG Bobby Johnson, South Central. That movie literally kept me from going to jail. I was like, you know what? Also, I was like, why are my parents letting me see this? I felt like maybe it was one of them ones like you need, like kind of like Roots, like you need to watch this so you don't go to jail. But also, I was like, you know, we live in Michigan, right? We don't live in South Central. Like, I felt like the boys in the hood, some of those things, I was like, Mom and Dad, do you realize we live in Saginaw, Michigan? It goes down here, but not like that. You know, it's just like
You never know. Giving you examples.
But anyways, let's get to the final topic, and we'll be right back.
It's the final topic. It's the final topic.
In astounding, who really cares news, Olive Garden, the Olive of Gardens has been dethroned, Boogie. They have been dethroned as the #1 restaurant by American patrons. I'm trying to find the actual. It's always like the final story, like when you got your stories there and you're like, where the heck is this at? And it's honestly kind of funny because I was like, why is Olive Garden even anywhere in, like, I could see top 10. I could definitely see top 10, but I felt like
Of what?
#1,
Of casual dining?
yeah, of casual dining. Like, I could see it being a top 10 of, like, if you just like, I
Sure.
want some cheap Italian, you know. Honestly,
Sure.
no, I cannot. Let's go through this list and we can see if these are the stays or nays. Maybe they should be moved up some. Or what you might replace them with. Number 10 for the top 10 casual dining spots, Red Robin.
I'm okay
How do
with
you feel
that.
about that? Number 10.
I'm okay with that. They got some Tex-Mexy burgers, some
You got some slaps.
some decent, yeah.
One thing I would knock them with is you gotta ask for like the unlimited fries. It used to be they was like fries. You know, Freckle Lemonade's still good there. I'm okay with the top 10. Number 9 is Red Lobster. How do we feel about?
I'm okay with that too. I actually haven't been to Red Lobster in a minute, but last time I was there, I
Ages.
realized, yeah, it was decent.
You realize why you ain't been there in a while?
Of course, but I didn't want to say that. So
I always would go to the one in Schaumburg. That was all because I feel like there weren't a lot of Red Lobsters in the city.
Yeah, because there's the one I used to go to is in Skokie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Skokie. There's one out there. What's it, Orchard Lake? And they were all far. So just like, yeah. I'm okay with this one because for me, Red Lobster, it's usually an unlimited shrimp fest. That's usually the only times I really go. Or it's kind of like I just want some Cheddar Bay biscuits, and then you just end up eating the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
So number 9. Number 8 is a surprising one. Cheesecake Factory. Number 8.
Interesting. Number 8. I honestly would push it up just a little bit more for me. I would.
I am going to agree. I feel like this is a top 5. I feel like
Agreed.
Cheesecake is a top 5. They could have definitely moved that one up. Number 7, getting interesting, Outback Steakhouse. How do you feel about that one?
I don't think I've ever been to Outback. I'm gonna be honest with you.
The blue and onion, very good, and that brown bread. Outside of this, I feel like this one is too high. I feel like this is one of them ones. Honestly, Outback might not even make this list. Honestly, I feel
I'm
like
okay with that.
Seated kind of high there. Number 6 is a Longhorn Steakhouse.
Okay, I've been there one time. I understand. Again, very casual. Or I also, can I just say, I kind of feel like this is a dig to Middle America calling this casual dining because
definitely big Midwest.
Because this could very well be fine dining for folks that that want to pop out. You know,
just to say Middle America, let me throw on that fake Burberry shirt. Like,
I'm just saying, like
you spot on.
Okay.
Longhorn, I want to say this is, I've been there like 2 times, maybe. It was good, but it was, again, it's just like, yeah, You know, so
Yeah.
I'm not mad at being number 6. Number 5, B-Dubs, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Number 5?
Yeah, this is definitely middle America right here. How are we feeling about number 5 here?
What are we doing here? Replace cheesecake with B-Dubs, to tell you the truth.
I agree with that one. B-Dubs can probably be number 10. If we're B-Dubs, honestly,
I mean, if we really if we really being truthful. Yeah.
or dare I say, B-Dubs might not even make this list.
I'm okay with that too.
Like-
B-Dubs being number 5 is wild to me.
There was a time when Boogie, I know you, when 25 cent went 25 cent boneless,
Yeah.
50, or 25 cent traditional, 50 cent boneless,
Yep.
Tuesday, Thursdays. They had the beer specials. Now
Man.
B-Dubs is expensive.
Yeah.
They be over and undercooking the wings.
Man.
I
Both
feel
of them.
like they've gotten smaller. Honestly, I feel like I'm like, what are y'all doing?
You know,
Like-
yeah. When I really didn't care what was in these meats, yeah, I used to I used to go into B-Dubs and just go after all of them. Like,
Like, man, let me get a flight of wings. Let me try every sauce.
a flight.
25 cent. You know what? It's $10. I'm going crazy.
Yeah.
Number 4, we have Applebee's.
Come
I feel
on.
like again, these are middle America here.
Y'all are at 4 for Applebee's, even though I will say Applebee's do slap again on a very casual, setting environment, but not
Not
yeah,
4.
that's not 4.
This could honestly, they need to flip like that 6 and up or whatever, 5 and up. They
Yeah.
could flip some of those. 'Cause
Yeah.
Applebee's. Number 3 is Chili's.
Okay. I'm okay with Chili's because them tangy tenders, whatever them
The
zingers.
Zingers.
Yeah, them zingers used to get me. I ain't gonna lie, and them fajitas still slap to
I ain't
this
gonna hold
day.
you, they still do. And them
Yeah.
little seasoned fries. Look, they fries be hitting.
Yeah,
Not gonna hold
not
you.
gonna,
I'm
not gonna
I'm
lie.
actually glad that Chili's is over Applebee's. They are superior.
Oh, of course, easy.
Number 2 is Olive Garden. How you feel about Olive Garden?
All right. Okay.
I would say Olive Garden would be in that top 10. It'd be on that lower end. But how about we just flip out Olive Garden, and if we just put like a Carrabba's in there?
Oh, I haven't had Carrabba's. Yeah.
Macaroni Grill. There's
Okay.
even what's the other one?
Okay.
Maggiano's.
Yeah, I was about to say
Like,
Maggiano's.
See,
Mhm.
there's some better Italians out here. Number 1, Texas Roadhouse.
What?
Number 1 is Texas Roadhouse. Have you been to Texas Roadhouse?
No, throw this whole list away.
So I can say I
Alright.
do like Texas Roadhouse. I frequent it a lot. Texas Roadhouse. Every time you go to Texas Roadhouse, I kid you not, Boogie, you gonna wait.
Oh,
You are waiting.
okay.
Like it is if you get under 30 minutes, like, oh, it's a slow day. You gonna be waiting a good 40 to
Okay.
an hour.
This a waiting game. I got you.
Great rolls. Pretty good steaks. I would say it's that middle tier, and they're decently sized. So it's like, okay, that's good. So
Okay.
I'm not mad at it. When I look at this list, I think that I must eat outside of my means. Because this does not for cat this to me, maybe I don't know what casual is. Because I feel like some of these restaurants, this is like let's look at DoorDash. What are we gonna grab tonight? I feel like these are just the regular
But
Monday,
I think
Tuesday,
that's what it
Wednesday,
is. Casual.
So I'm like, what are we talking about for cat? Because some of these restaurants, I'm like the Maggiano's, some of like maybe a J. Alexander's. That's kind of casual. I feel like those. I don't know. Maybe I'm bougie.
Like I said, I do feel as though this list is giving a dig out to folks that do go out and be like, oh, we about to style and profile in this piece.
You know what?
Let me go to here,
There is no mention of the PF Chang's. on here. And I feel like
Or the
that's a
Benihana's.
casual. That's also a casual. I feel like get beat ups out of here.
Yeah.
There's a lot that you could just get the heck up out of here.
Yeah, I agree.
It's all regional. They didn't have Logan's on here either.
I don't know.
Because I
what that
feel
is.
like, you know, the place with the peanuts, you throw them on the ground. That might be very Midwesty there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just
Okay.
I'm wondering how the folks over at Olive Garden are going to get back to the number one spot. I just wonder if they're over there at the, was it Darden? They're just like, we lost the number one spot. But also, they have several of their restaurants they're all on this list. They're all owned by the same people. So is it really a loss for you?
Why are you
if
crying?
You have 5 restaurants on this list. You know. So yeah, I'm bougie with my taste apparently. No sushi spots, none of those things. Let's get to
You're hilarious.
Nothing Blunt Factivos here. Know what you're saying? It's like, Nate, are you high? Oh, quite possibly. Didn't smoke a lot today. Or it's like, damn, quite the gut punch. So here we go. Here is the Nothing Blunt fact. Excuse me. New research shows that over 64% of bottled water in the U.S. is just tap water.
Damn.
So I can already go through the gambit of what those are. Dasani, and Dasani. Ice Mountain, any of them other Nestle joints.
Pure Life, yeah.
Deer Water, whatever, Deer Creek. It's several of them. So this is not shocking to me at all. I don't drink tap. You do. And those are the weirdos who are like, tap, ugh. But again, they put Dasani in their body. It's like, bro, you might as well go drink out the toilet. So I mean, that is your Nothing Blunt fact. 64% of bottled water is tap in the United States.
I kind of knew that. They're always trying to stretch.
I mean, they are, but this is also why people, get that Saratoga, that water.
Yikes. Here we go. Or Life Essential. I be doing that. Essentia or whatever. I be drinking that sometimes.
That's some good water.
I be drinking that.
Voss, that's a good one,
Oh yeah, I've had Voss one time.
It was cool because it was like, ooh, glass bottle. Then you just like, yeah.
Damn, what am I supposed to do with this glass bottle?
Literally, it's just like, it's a weapon. And you got the box water, which I was like, this is refreshing. But then it's like, got this box, So it's
what am I supposed to do with this box, Jaden?
It's just like, god damn, more stuff for the landfills. But anyway, shout out to the day ones. Like, subscribe on all your podcast platforms. Boogie episode 180 is in the can. How you feeling? What you got?
Man, that's crazy. It's been 180 episodes. Man, as always, smash that bell to get notified as soon as our content drops, and to tell a friend that this is your favorite podcast and they should be listening to it as well.
Hey, Boogie said it all. I got nothing else for you folks. Appreciate you for tuning in. I'm Nate Galloway.
And I'm Adrian Brandybird.
And this is your favorite late night podcast. Then we actually shot. And we are out of here.
Bye, y'all.